Cosmic Girl 101 signing on for the Aquarius Rising March 2024 astrology video. The topics this month we're going to be talking about Aquarius Rising is the Sun, the moons, our personal planets being Venus, Mars and Mercury. As we open up the month of March, the Sun is continuing its transit through Pisces, which is your second house, Aquarius rising. When the Sun is transiting your second house, this is where a lot of energy is pointed towards, what's illuminated, and what we are concentrating and actually taking action on. So with the Sun transiting Pisces, your second house, Aquarius rising, you could be spending a lot of money, enjoying yourself regarding collecting and accumulating possessions. Assets are highlighted here. So you might be building your assets and your wealth. And also this is, the second house is a house that has to do a lot with our self-worth and self-value. So others might be seeing you as quite valuable and looking to you for some financial support when the Sun is transiting your second house. But in general, for you, Aquarius rising, this is just a lot of concentration and a lot of energy going towards your finances and resources. On the 19th of March, the Sun is going to be ingressing into Aries for 4 weeks. And for you, Aquarius rising, this is your third house. So this is where our energy is pointed towards the third house topics. Now the Sun is exalted here in Aries, your third house. We also see on the 19th of March, it's the beginning of the spring equinox. It's also the start of the astrological year. So when the Sun is transiting your third house, Aquarius rising, what's illuminated and where a lot of attention is going towards is your siblings and your cousins, communication, technologies, education, your everyday environment and your local community. A lot of busyness going on in the third house. So you could be traveling, you could be educating or embarking on a new course. You could be working with a lot of communication and documents when the Sun is transiting in the third house. And siblings and cousins might be connected to those third house topics as well. So now let's talk about the lunations for the month of March 2024. It's a big month because we're in eclipse season now, and for all of us, we're going to be impacted differently. For you, Aquarius rising, on the 10th of March, there's a new moon in Pisces, and this is your second house of assets, resources, possessions, your sense of wealth, self-worth and self-value. So in your beginning here, so you might be reining it in and being quite diligent or really responsible and sort of like adulting when it comes to looking at those second house topics, which is about your sense of security and stability. What begins now on this day comes into full bloom. You say a flourish or a really nice end to a investment, or it could be abruptly ended or removed and actually not coming to pass. What you thought was going to be gradually incremental and quite lucrative for you might turn out to be a bit of a bummer. And this is because this is a full moon lunar eclipse in Pisces occurring on September 17, 2024. It's an important date that you need to be aware of because you are starting something new here on the 10th. On the 25th, we see the eclipse moment happen, and this is a full moon lunar eclipse in Libra. And for you, Aquarius rising, it's your 9th house. The South Node is also transiting in Libra, which is your 9th house. So the South Node is all about what feels familiar to us, what we really enjoy and feel comfortable in. And being in Libra for you, it's about travel. It's about international and foreign correspondence. It's about educating yourself through other philosophies and ideologies about life, connecting with people that aren't from your immediate environment. So you could be studying about different or foreign countries, or you could be literally, in different foreign countries, etc. But this is the full moon lunar eclipse now occurring on the 25th that sees an ending. So you could be ending a educational pursuit, a legal procedure that you've been involved with now comes to a completion. Hopefully a successful one, because eclipses can have abrupt frequencies and vibrations that actually are quite impactful and important to us long term. So that full moon on the 25th is a day that you are on notice that there's something quite significant being now ended and completed. And again, hopefully it's a positive one. Now on to our personal planets. Mars for you, Aquarius rising, rules your 3rd house and your 10th house. So a lot of energy, drive, and action occurs in the 3rd and 10th house. Mars is transiting in the sign of Aquarius, your 1st house, opening up the month of March, and this has been since the 13th of February. Mars in the 1st can see you spending a lot of energy, time, and a lot of action in regards to your physicality. And so your energy could have an upsurge. You could be doing a lot of physical activity. You could have lots of bruises and bumps because Mars is the sign that's a conflict and breaking and severing and just cuts and bruises. So you could be experiencing that through sports or doing something physical that you could be, basically accumulating a few scars. That Mars on the 9th is going to be squaring Uranus and Taurus. So your 1st and 4th house here is in a square aspect. Now Uranus is your modern ruler, Aquarius. And so when we have a square here from you to your own planet in the 4th house, you could be in a little bit of a mental conflict regarding what your sense of home is or what your sense of solid foundations are. So you could be either traveling or on the move or feeling as if you need to have some more stability and feel irritated on the 9th. On the 22nd of March, that Mars is going to be making a big change because he's now ingressing into Pisces, his detriment, and this is your 2nd house until April 30, 2024. Mars, quite frankly, could see you having some very strong conflicts or problems with your finances and resources. Possessions, assets are highlighted here. There could be a drive to consolidate in regards to your valuables. So forewarned is forearmed here. You might be losing some valuables or be very rambunctiously trying to scramble and accumulate a lot more wealth for yourself. This continues until April 30, 2024. Now on to personal planet Venus. Venus has been transiting in Aquarius, your 1st house, and opening up the month of March continues to do so. Venus in the 1st could have you spending a lot of money on yourself or just having a lot of expenses. Also a place where you feel like you're connected with people and you're really popular at this time. On the 3rd of March, that Venus is going to be squaring your modern ruler Uranus and Taurus, which is your 1st and 4th house again. So Venus squaring Uranus could see you having an abrupt change regarding your finances with a home or a family member. Real estate is highlighted here. Also, what you thought was signed on the dotted line regarding an agreement in a home could be changing, and let's hope it's a positive one at that. On the 11th of March, that Venus is going to be leaving your 1st house and ingressing into Pisces, and this is your 2nd house until the 5th of April 2024. Venus is exalted in Pisces, so this is a great sign for Venus to be in. And for you, Aquarius rising, no less, your 2nd house of finances, resources, assets, possessions, self-worth and self-value, and wealth in itself. Venus traveling here in your 2nd house for the next few weeks looks auspicious for a return of an investment. Finances just seem to be more in harmony, hopefully, and there's more than enough to go around. So you could be accumulating a lot of wealth. You could be connecting or signing on a dotted line in regards to a contract or an agreement with you and another person. And also investments are highlighted here for you when we have Venus transiting your second. On the 21st, Venus conjuncts Saturn in Pisces, your second house. Saturn transiting in Pisces, so your second house. When Venus conjuncts Saturn, this is when we have Venus and Saturn talking quite closely and quite intimately here about what it is long term that you need to be more strategic about and more mature about. This could literally see a maturation in an investment coming to pass on this day, or there could be some conversations or some contracts that are highlighted here that are going to be impacting you long term. On the 24th, Venus is going to be sextiling Jupiter in Taurus. So your second and fourth houses are now in a sextile aspect since Venus now ingresses into Pisces. Now, Venus and Jupiter are the two benefics of our solar system. And in astrology, these are two planets that are all about abundance and harmony and unity. So when we have unity with our second house of resources, possessions and finances, with family, real estate, property, ancestry, this looks like a great day for a breakthrough or a return in regards to an exchange with you and others feeling more in line with your sense of stability in a home environment or a real estate deal. Venus rules your fourth and ninth houses. So know that whatever Venus is doing, it's going to have a fourth house and ninth house energy or signification. On the 28th, we see Venus sextiling Uranus in Taurus, your second house and fourth house. This could be a fantastic sudden windfall regarding a family member or getting more bang for your buck in regards to something that is involved with home or property. So if you are looking at selling something quite significant regarding a home or wanting to invest in a home, this looks like a fantastic day for something quite lucrative coming to pass, or a surprise relationship deal or a relationship collaboration. So you might be thinking about moving in with someone, or someone could be extending that invitation or offer to you. Onto our personal planet Mercury. Aquarius rising, Mercury rules your 5th and 8th houses. Mercury, opening up the month of March, is transiting in Pisces in its detriment in your 2nd house. And this for you could see a lot of money being trickled away. So you could be spending a lot of money and finances. Could be a little bit tricky to navigate when we've got Mercury transiting in your 2nd house. Mercury doesn't work well here in Pisces, so forewarned is forearmed. You are on notice here to take care of your finances and possessions. On the 4th of March, Mercury is going to be sextiling Uranus, which is your modern ruler, in the sign of Taurus, which is your 4th house. So 2nd house and 4th house lit up here, so there could be some sudden communication or change going on regarding your finances in connection with real estate and property. On the 8th of March, we see Mercury conjuncting Neptune in your 2nd house. So this is where we have Mercury in its detriment from conjuncting Neptune, which is all about illusion, dreaming, and just being very ethereal. Mercury could see you having a moment of confusion regarding your finances and possessions, or not too sure about the paperwork and the details. On the 9th, Mercury is going to be ingressing into a different sign, so this is significant. Mercury ingressing into a different sign, and this is being Aries, your 3rd house, until May 15. Mercury is going to be going retrograde. That's why it's such a long transit. So Mercury transiting your 3rd house is great for starting a new training program, learning something new on the job, educating yourself. Also fantastic for a lot of communication and a lot of fun with your siblings and cousins. Could see you traveling day to day and or moving around in your local environment. You could be very busy, whatever environment that is that you consider local. But a lot of action and change going on here in your third house. And there could be what you think is looking good to start. Could see you having a turnaround with that Mercury retrograde during this transit. But it'll all even itself out. On the 10th of March, Mercury is going to be sextiling Pluto in Aquarius. So your first and third house connected here. Mercury in an aspect, in a sextile with Pluto, looks great for getting information that has been long overdue, or a return of finances, or see you returning to an environment that has been a long time. So you could be getting back into a daily grind in a different environment, or learning something new, or something being revealed or communicated that almost seems like it's come from nowhere, but it's a powerful day of communication and actually starting to feel like you're feeling more powerful regarding what you're learning, or something about your local environment and what you do day to day. Even again, siblings and cousins is highlighted here. You might be getting some surprising news. Cosmic Girl 101 signing off. I thank you so much for tuning in. I do hope you enjoyed your astrology report for March, Aquarius rising, and I will catch you in the next video.